Welcome back to Bill Nye versus Ken Ham, debate of the century.
Like, even if you're a Christian, you can fucking believe the Earth is older than 6,000 years old.
Okay, well, yeah.
Like, thinking the Earth is 6,000 years old is so dumb.
Okay, first of all, if you haven't watched that debate,
Go watch it.
This is going to be really out of context.
Oh, shit, that was cool.
Oh my
shit.
god.
That was so cool.
Oh my god.
That was so cool.
Holy fuck.
Holy shit, this game's awesome.
Wow.
That was awesome.
GTA is so realistic.
This is so much better than GTA. Can we just load up this level every time we feel like playing GTA?
Yeah.
Fuck GTA.
Yeah.
Play this game.
Who needs it?
Oh shit. Fuck that stupid barrier.
What? What the hell? Can you get through the other side?
No, you have to wait.
You gotta go.
We have to survive for 2 minutes. That's how this works.
Okay.
Anyway,
so
Bill Ham.
Yeah, if you haven't watched that, go and do it. It's always, I don't know. To me, it's always nice to think about that sort of thing.
Be informed.
People have whatever opinions they want to, but keep in mind that like these two don't necessarily represent like the only two viewpoints that there are on the subject.
Right.
And the subject was there's this Australian guy. He runs I don't
Creation
know if he runs
Museum.
It. Yeah,
he runs it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he runs the Creation Museum, which is in Kentucky. And,
whoa! Holy shit, that was cool.
Jesus.
This game is awesome.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is so cool. You can't do this in other games.
He subscribes to the hypothesis that the Earth was created approximately 6,000 years ago.
Literally. He literally believes that.
And that all life on Earth and everything in the universe is created by the Christian God, right? And what do we want to say about that?
Well, like, we're not saying I can I tell him my religion? I'm a Christian, but like there's different ways to look at shit than just like black and white. And, like, he really puts things into black and white. And, like, that's not a good way to look at the world,
Yeah, for me, there were two things in particular. Well, I guess three things in particular about his argument that didn't sit well with me.
The fact that you can't, like, observe or you can't, like, talk about the past.
That's the big one. His argument, like, entirely hinged upon the fact that if you weren't there, you can't prove something happened. And that's hypocritical in a million different ways when you're talking about...
And it's such a logical, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, how does he even justify that?
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. He basically created he made up in his head the term historical science
versus like observational science.
Yes, which
he's like, you can't talk about the past because laws might have changed. Like,
yeah, that
doesn't make sense because the laws of nature don't just magically change.
Another thing was when he was talking about whether or not something could ever change his mind. He basically gave the answer no, that he could, like, no amount of evidence, whatever.
Which is a terrible way to look at things.
Yeah.
Like, if it came out tomorrow that there was, like, legitimate, good evidence that the Earth was 6,000 years old, and it was, like, completely provable and true, like, shit, I'd believe it.
Scientists would accept that,
Right.
And, we'll talk about how Bill Nye responded to that.
Can we let them watch this cutscene? Because it's fucking crazy.
Okay.
Just watch this shit.
This was
Look at that shit.
Wow.
Look at that shit.
Jesus Christ. This game was directed by like the actual people who were
the Wachowski brothers?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
One of them's transgender now, and it's the Wachowski siblings.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forget where I heard that. I think it was probably on like SourceFed or something.
Yeah, Philly D.
Yeah.
Speaking of transgender, you guys should check out this band. Let me finish chewing. They're called Against Me. And the singer came out as transgender like 2 or 3 years ago. And then she wrote an album about it. And like, it's really good.
Anyways, the third thing that I didn't like about what Ken Ham had to say.
Oh, carbon dating like doesn't work? Was that one of them?
Well, I mean, you can dispute that if you want to. It doesn't seem becoming of you to do that because, it does work.
Yeah. This part's hard.
But in particular, it was when he referred to He was asked whether he took the Bible literally, and he referred to some parts of the Bible as poetry, and others as history.
Yeah, so that's very hypocritical in what he's trying to say.
Especially because he is, you know, he's picking and choosing shit, and then he's telling people that you can't pick and choose shit when it comes to, you know, the age of the earth.
Right, and then and Bill Nye specifically said, you want them to think what you think, not what anyone else thinks, and he's like, no, because the Bible said this way's right, even though, like, the Bible has a million different... No, I'm a Christian, so, like, believe me when I say this, like, people can use the Bible to justify almost anything in the entire world.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen people, they've used it to justify genocide, racism, homophobia, and, like, they've also used it to justify, like, loving people and being kind to them. Like, you can take the Bible and interpret it in, like, any way.
Yeah, and another thing that he did related to that was, I think it stemmed directly from that sort of attitude, was that he tried to use Darwin's comments about white people being the superior race to justify...
I don't think that was Darwin. I think that was just a scientific association or like a textbook or something.
In any event... No, I'm pretty sure it was Darwin.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he said that Darwin said this.
All right.
He tried to use that to make the argument that evolution was not a viable explanation for how life on Earth is as it is today. And that, okay, just from a rhetorical standpoint, that's an ad hominem argument.
Yeah, because you could argue like, was Richard Nixon racist?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, who was a racist president?
We'll go with like Andrew Johnson.
All right, Andrew Johnson. He was probably racist. You know, he had slaves or some shit. But like, does that mean we should ignore everything he said besides that?
Well, Andrew Johnson was a bad president, but that's a bad example.
Okay, you should have said a better example.
Sorry.
Okay. George Washington. George Washington was a racist asshole, and you can prove it. like that. Remember that slave? She escaped, and then he's like trying to make her come back, and she's like no, and he's like okay, and then he wrote a law. It's like he owns her children.
Well, the one thing about George Washington was that he did set his slaves free in his will. A good example of like racist asshole person that a lot of people,
like
Thomas Jefferson.
Right. Thomas Jefferson was a great man. He wrote a lot of great shit. Oh shit, it's the agent. He did a lot of good things for this country. You know, we can't deny that. But he was a racist asshole. It doesn't mean everything he did is wrong.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, but okay, it relates a little bit more to Thomas Jefferson, because his political ideas influenced us. But the thing about science is that evolution would exist without Charles Darwin. You know?
He just pioneered the idea, but it would have happened anyway.
If not for Charles Darwin, we still would have had the same, pretty much the same, I think, explanation for how species develop. So, you know, a lot of fucking bullshit was said. And, like, I think he was very, demeaning to Christians who have that rational viewpoint of the world, you know? I think he alienated a lot of people with his arguments. Bill Nye, on the other hand, was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, he did great.
He was not really concerned...
And he really had his own...
Yeah, he was not exactly concerned with debating Ken Ham specifically. He was all about, just trying to teach, essentially, and to encourage people to learn.
Fuck the story.
He talked a lot about science education. He spoke about...
he's like, why it's important, you know?
Specifically the state of Kentucky. Voting to not have creationism taught in science classes. He spoke about specifically that there was no university in the state of Kentucky that offered a program dealing with a specific type of medicine that he brought up. I think that was
It was really brave of him, to go there and say
our bravery jerk.
But yeah, it really was brave of him.
I mean, yeah. And people talk all day, you know, about the circle jerk of fucking Bill Nye, Sagan, DeGrasse, Dawkins, Tyson.
Carl Smoke DeGrasse. Nah.
Fucking. But you know, like, we shouldn't discredit those people's ideas because of the people that, you know, frequently talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think.
Atheist neckbeards.
Yeah. Next time on Shameful Let's Play, we'll talk about something a little bit more lighthearted.